My name is David Craggs. Together with my family, I'm the owner of Beamish Hall. Beamish Hall is now a hotel, wedding and conference centre with lots of add-on activities like Beamish Wild, a garden centre and a newly opened woodland walk. It's a hotel which is obviously in a grand country house hotel dating back till 1254. It was a residential college doing all sorts of things like art courses and cookery and all that sort of thing. The college closed and Beamish Museum took it over, and they had the hall as the main entrance to Beamish Museum. So people would come in here, look at exhibits, and then would walk across the road and into the museum. But then they decided they would move their entrance to where it is now, at the top of the road. They kept the archives in here until 2000, but for all intents and purposes the building went into dereliction. I was a bit of a developer at that time, developing things in the Lake District, and I thought, wow, wouldn't this be great? What people find when they come here, it is a family atmosphere. The staff have also become part of the family and feel as though they're part of the family. And when the bride and groom walk through the door for the first time thinking, can we get married here? I think that just rubs off on them. They feel that it's warm, it's friendly, we're going to do the best for their special day, and we do. We just go all out to make sure that day is the best day for them. It's a 44-roomed hotel, and it also has a 2-bedroom apartment. The rooms are very unusual, and we've tried to decorate the rooms in a period style, so it's all antique furniture. Lots of the rooms have double jacuzzi baths, double walk-in showers, chandeliers over the baths. The stables restaurant is just what it says. It used to be the stables for the hall. It would have carts in there and horses in there, and we thought what an ideal opportunity to turn this into a restaurant, a bar, and also a microbrewery. We do really good home-cooked food. We're looking for things to add on to the hall to make the hall a destination for people to come to. So it's a family day out where they can spend several hours looking around the garden centre and the rest of the activities that we've got around the hall. So we've done a really quirky garden centre which has some very unusual plants. It's got quirky architectural salvage mixed into it. The woodland had a bit of a magical feel to it, so we thought we've got fairies going on, goblins going on. You can go down the rabbit hole, which is a great big hole in the rhododendron bushes. You can climb on giant pencils, and when you get to the end of the woodland walk, you have Alice, which we had carved out of wood, who's standing next to a tree with a door in it, looking up at the pussycat, which is in the branch. And it's been just quite magical and very, very successful this year. Beamish Wild, yeah, another very exciting part of Beamish Hall. It has all sorts of things going on. It has a high ropes course. You go up a tree and you do a course which takes about 2 hours to get around. It's exciting but a little bit scary for those who don't like heights so much. In the woodlands we have all sorts of things which are associated with Beamish Wild. So you have a tree which you can just climb up. And then as you get into the woodland, you've got the woodland walk, but off to the side of the woodland walk you've got all sorts of activities. So we have what we call the crate challenge, and that's a challenge where people climb up the crates until they get them as high as they possibly can. Then the crates collapse and they all fall off and everybody has a great time. At Christmas it's quite a magical experience because we have all sorts of Christmas events on for a whole range from adults through to full family occasions. A bit of a magical place to be at Christmas. Santa Claus is kicking around. It's a theatrical performance, so you've got lots of people, actors, dressed up in the theme of Christmas. It's a story that is trying to encourage children to help Santa deliver Christmas. The woodland will be made quite magical where children walk around with the parents and they gather glitter from various locations. They'll be putting their hands into dragon's eggs and they'll be seeing dragons. There'll be pixies, there'll be fairies, there'll be goblins, and the story will unfold as they go around the woodlands until eventually get to the end. I think we're sitting in quite a unique location. Beamish is like an oasis between Durham, Sunderland and Newcastle. It's got loads going on, fantastic bridle paths, walkways off bridle paths, lakes, ponds with loads of fish in them, streams with fish and all sorts of other things in them. We're right next door to Beamish Museum. You can throw a stone at it, and people stay here because they want an experience in Beamish Museum. I have a real passion to get Stanley back to the way it used to be. There are some great businesses in Stanley, some great shops, some great people, and it just needs that push, that lift to get it back to where it was, get the markets the way they used to be. And Stanley is a great place, but we can make it so much better. think it's all about people and businesses. If we look after one another, then the town and Beamish area will thrive. And if we use each other's facilities, then the business is going to benefit from it. There's lots of cafes, restaurants, shops in the high street, all of which can and do integrate, and I'm sure they will do more in the future.